This is video 3 in a 4-part series on ODSP, a look at the application. In this video, we will look at the information requested in the section on earned income and assets. You'll notice that the section on earned income and assets requests information for anyone included in the application. This is actually referring to the person who's applying for ODSP. It would include the applicant, their spouse or partner, and their dependent children. If the applicant does not have a spouse, partner, or dependent children, then the information entered would only be that of the applicants. If you are a parent applying on behalf of your adult child, your personal information would not be entered into this section. The section on earned income includes information on jobs, paid training programs, and self-employment. These might include full-time, part-time, or casual work hours. You'll notice that if you indicate yes, the applicant does have earned income, that there will be additional questions that you will need to fill out with information around jobs and wages and income paid. You'll want to be sure to have that information on hand when you start the application. The next section looks at household income. Now again, it's asking for the income of the person applying for ODSP. Just take time to read through the list and you're going to check off any income that the applicant is currently receiving. Make sure you read the full statement. For instance, for post-secondary students, it asks if they're receiving OSAP, which is the Ontario Students Assistance Program. But when you read the full statement, you note that that funding is specific to the OSAP Personal Living Allowance and not to OSAP in general. If the applicant is not receiving any of the funding in the list, then you simply indicate none of the above, which is at the bottom. In the section on financial assets, you will use the list provided to indicate existing assets that name the applicant as the beneficiary of that asset. So beneficiary is just the person receiving the funding. Just a reminder, if you are a parent applying on behalf of your adult child, you will be looking for assets that are in the name of your child. You will not be listing your personal assets. So assets that might be relevant would be the applicant's bank account, including an account that's joint with another person. Under Other, there's both registered disability and registered education savings plans. So you would list these, including a registered education savings plan that is joint with other siblings. You would indicate if the applicant owns property or vehicles, stocks or bonds, or has any active existing trust fund accounts. At the bottom, you will also need to indicate if the applicant sold or gave away any items as values, such as they sold a vehicle over the past year. Each time you check that yes, the applicant has this asset, you'll notice that it opens up boxes and asks for information on the balance or value of that asset. Because of that, you're going to want to have information on the value of assets ready when you start the application. For instance, if you indicate yes, there is a bank account in the name of the applicant, it's going to ask you, what is the account balance? Along with that, for bank account, it will ask if you want the ODSP payments to be direct deposited into that account. If you check that box, it will then ask you for the branch number, transit number, and account number of that bank account. If you do not have that information, or you do not have a bank account that you want funds direct deposited into, or maybe you would like the funds deposited into a different account, then you would leave that box blank and you would set up the direct deposit at a later date with your ODSP case manager. If you get to the end of the list and realize that none of the above apply, the applicant does not have any of these assets, then you simply select none of the above at the bottom of the asset list. For earnings and assets, please be aware that ODSP does set limits on how much a person can earn in a month, how much a person can receive as a gift annually, and the total amount of assets an applicant can have. If you would like more information, in the description below this video, we have provided 2 links. Working and earning an ODSP will provide you with information on how much you can earn monthly and the impact in ODSP if you do earn above that amount. Definition and treatment of assets will give you information on the maximum level of assets a person can have, impact in ODSP if total assets are above that level, and also a listing of assets that are considered exempt and therefore are not included in the amount when calculating total assets. For instance, the Registered Disability Savings Plan and the Registered Education Savings Plan are both exempt assets. After this question, you will have completed the area on earning and assets. Please see video 4 for information on submission and next steps. You can also go back to video 1, which has information on preparation and personal information, or video 2, which is information on the housing section.